I'm picking up a really fast movement. I'm picking... Hold on. Okay, sorry. I'm picking up a really fast movement from a very slow moving masculine is what's coming through. So like a slow start to something, or a slow beginning, or just somebody who is very much taking their time, and that is very apparent to you. But it's almost like a flip of a switch. It's like a realization or something where they're like, oh, like I cannot take my time like this. I've got to come in. I've got to make the move now. I feel like something told them. Something or someone, like, something was just made clear to them, like, all of a sudden. You want to know what it is? I feel like they realized who you are. They realized who you are. They realize what you've been through changes things. It makes it's like someone's about to take a leap of faith on you. For the 8 of Pentacles, 8-8, 6-4, 6-4, 10. Someone's about to take the leap of faith on you, on this love connection, on what you two share. They were trying to be slow moving. They were observing you. They were in a state of observation for a while there. What changed their mind? That's what I want to know. What changed their mind? I feel like this is something like out of your control, or out of even their control. This was like a divine intervention. This was a divine intervention. This was literally a divine intervention coming in. Something is either about to go their way or not go their way. And it's going to make them realize you are the way. Oh my God. That's what it is. So this could be a third-party situation. This could also be something relating to their work, is what I'm hearing. Whatever it is, they're going to realize that you are the way. That you are literally the way to everything they could have hoped for with the 6 of Hearts. This person is going to have no choice but to follow their heart. Like, I feel like any escape route is being taken away from them. Like, any way out. And I feel like that's the divine intervention, is that's coming through. Like, there's going to be no other way. It's going to be so crystal clear to them. Like, I'm hearing this person just doesn't even want to look right now. Like, they don't even want to acknowledge it. But the Ace of Swords, you cannot hide the truth. You cannot hide from the truth. This person, I feel like, is in a state of trying to hide from the truth. Oh my God, they're trying to hide from their true feelings for you. This person is literally trying to hide from their true feelings for you. They cannot. It will not last. They're going to figure out that out very soon. And that's that flip of the switch that I'm feeling. It's like so slow moving, and then it's like all of a sudden they're like, oh, like I can't hide from this, and like I cannot help it. Something is like pulling them to come forward to you, to confess their feelings for you, or to confess something to you. Some type of communication is coming forward to you because they cannot help it with the 7 of Swords here. You, I feel like, are doing a lot of spiritual work for this person. Like, it's almost like you're releasing some of their spiritual ties, or you're kind of dodging like their bullets is what I'm being shown. Like, you're dodging their blows. Whatever they're trying to do to you to like test you right now, or test your faith or loyalty, you're just kind of like, no, excuse you. And it's very like easy for you because you see things from a higher perspective with the Magician card here. Yeah, you see the bigger picture in a way that they haven't yet. You see the bigger picture. It's like once that flip happens for them, they're going to tap into that bigger picture with you. And it's going to be like an epiphany moment where it's like they can't keep their hands off of you. They can't keep their mind off of you. They can't help but come forward to you. They're going to be so drawn to you. It's like you're magnets for one another. With the Magician card coming through here. No, you're meant to build something really big with this person. You're meant to do something it's like scaling something. So like whatever you're doing, whatever this person's doing, it's meant to be multiplied by 3, by 7, by 10. It's meant to be multiplied by 7 is actually the number that's coming through. But you're meant to do it together. Like, you'll go far on your own. Both of you have gone far. Both of you are well established, is what I'm hearing. But you're meant to do something together with the Prince of Wands here. Something tells me this is still in the beginning stages, so maybe this is still a newer love connection for you. But you're meant to do this together with the Hermit card here. I feel like you've been hiding for quite some time. This person's been hiding themselves away. You've both been praying. You've both been praying for one another. And you're still, it's like you've met one another or you're about to meet one another. And you're still going to be like, God, when is my person coming? No, your person is here. Your person is right here. You're both just like not looking at each other. I feel like that's the divine intervention. Your spirit team is like, why aren't you looking at each other? Like, what are you doing? I feel called to pull some cards for a love reading for this love connection. So if you are in no contact with somebody, or if you are way, whoa. Whoa. Okay. I need a moment. The reason why I'm like so in shock right now is because I pulled a card beforehand to represent like the energy that you're in right now, what you're experiencing. And we have the Queen of Roses, leader. So it's like basically saying like you are exactly who you are meant to be for this union to come together. Whoa, that is so like mind-blowing and powerful. And what came out, and with that came the 10 of Wings and the 10 of Roses. And it's kind of like the things that got in the way of this love connection before. So stress and difficulty. And that's just like no longer what it is anymore. It's like you have a hold of this. Like you've accepted yourself fully. You've accepted your life. You've accepted your role. You've accepted your purpose. And this was the card that came out. These were the cards, sorry, 2 of them. King of Roses, the motivator, and 5 of Wings. This person, this divine counterpart, is going through something right now. They are literally like, I don't want to say their world is crashing and burning, but everything is changing for them. And so if you've been waiting for your divine masculine, like when is this going to happen? They are literally being set up to find you, to find their way to you. Wow. Oh my God. It's almost like this is what was holding them in the back in the past too. They weren't ready. They may have just gotten out of a serious relationship. They were not ready for you. This is literal divine counterpart. This is divine masculine, divine feminine, 2 people who are fully sure of themselves and fully sure of what they want and who they want. Whoa. This is crazy because the divine masculine is quite literally the motivation behind what the divine feminine does. The divine feminine dances and creates, and she basically needs somebody to create for, to encourage her or him, encourage them and push them and inspire them and just admire them. And that's everything that this divine masculine is going to be, that this divine counterpart is going to be. Wow, this is finally happening. If you've been waiting for this to happen, wow, it feels like you're entering this space of just accepting it, of receiving it. Like it's no longer something that you desire because it's something that you realize is happening right now. Like it's right here. And all you have to do is be open to receive it. Open your heart. Dear soul, before you leave, don't let this moment become just another video you watched. If these words stirred something deep inside your heart, that's not an accident. Heaven wanted you to hear them. Right now, close your eyes for a moment and speak these words with faith. I am chosen. I am deeply loved. I am not forgotten. God is writing a beautiful story with my life, and my greatest chapter is still ahead of me. Say it again, and this time believe every word. Let these promises
sink into the places where fear has lived, where disappointment has lingered, where disappointment has lingered, and where hope has almost faded. God's voice is always louder than your doubts. Carry this truth with you today and every day that follows. What God has prepared for you cannot be taken away, delayed forever, or given to someone else. His timing is perfect. His promises never fail, and his love for you has never changed. If this message spoke to your heart, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. Somewhere, someone is silently crying, questioning their worth, wondering if anyone sees their pain. Your share could be the very answer to the prayer they've been whispering in the dark. One simple click could remind another soul that they are loved, chosen, and never alone. And if you feel the Holy Spirit leading you to help us continue spreading these messages of faith, hope, and God's unfailing love, you can support this ministry through a super thanks. Whether your gift is $5, $10, $20, or whatever God places on your heart, every offering becomes part of reaching another soul that desperately needs encouragement. May the Lord bless every cheerful giver beyond anything you can imagine. May He multiply what you sow, open doors no one can shut, restore what has been lost, and pour out blessings that overflow into every area of your life. Thank you for standing with us. Together we are building more than a channel. We are building a family of believers, united by faith, strengthened by love, and committed to sharing God's light with a world that desperately needs hope. There is a specific moment when someone stops being careful, not reckless, not impulsive in the way that leads to regret.
The other kind of stomp are the kind where all the caution
and deliberateness and measured observation that has been their approach to everything suddenly becomes less important than the simple, urgent, undeniable truth of what they feel. Where the careful management of their own emotions finally meets something it cannot manage. Where the person who has always known how to take their time discovers, with a quality of shock that is almost physical, that time is no longer something they can afford to spend the way they have been spending it. That moment is coming for this person. And the interesting thing, the thing that is we're sitting with before we go any further, is that it has not been driven by anything you have done. No calculated move, no withheld attention, no perfectly timed signal sent in their direction. It is being driven by something that operates entirely outside the territory of strategy. Something that has decided, apparently with its own timeline and its own reasoning, that the period of careful observation has served its purpose and the time for movement is now. This person has been watching you, that much has probably been apparent to you, even if the awareness arrived more as a feeling than as clear evidence. There is a quality to how they have been engaging or choosing not to engage, which is its own form of engagement that has carried the specific texture of someone who is paying close attention while working hard to appear as though they are not. The observing, the waiting, the deliberate pace of someone who processes things thoroughly before committing to them. They have been processing you, taking you in, building their understanding of who you are in the particular way that careful people do. Not through direct questions necessarily, but through watching how you move, how you handle things, what your energy does in different circumstances, what you reveal without intending to reveal it, what the gap or absence of it says about the shape of your character. And they have liked what they found more than liked. They have found something in what they have been quietly observing that has unsettled them in the specific way that only genuinely significant things unsettle people who have become accustomed to keeping themselves emotionally undisturbed. You have gotten through past every layer of observational distance into something they were not expecting to find themselves in. But here is where the story takes the turn that changes everything. Something is happening in their external world, a circumstance, a development, something either going unexpectedly well or unexpectedly sideways that is producing in them a particular kind of clarity. The kind that comes when the comfortable structures of your life are disrupted enough that you are forced to look at what you actually want rather than what you have been carefully managing yourself toward wanting. And what they actually want, stripped of the caution and the patience and the very sophisticated emotional management they have been practicing, is you. Not you as an idea or a possibility to be assessed further. You as the specifical, clear, undeniable answer to a question their life has been asking beneath the surface of all the careful observation. You as the direction, the way forward, the thing that makes sense of everything else that has been happening. They realized who you are. And that realization landed in them like something falling into place that had been slightly off for a long time. And now the escape routes are closing. Not because anyone is trapping them, because the truth has a way of doing that on its own. Because you can only hide from something real for so long before the hiding itself becomes the thing that is most exhausting. Before the energy required to maintain the distance between what you feel and what you allow yourself to acknowledge exceeds the energy required to simply admit it. They have been hiding from their own feelings for you. That is the honest description of what has been happening. Not maliciously, with the particular self-protection of someone who has learned through enough experience that feeling deeply makes you vulnerable in ways that can be costly. Who has developed the capacity to keep their emotional world at a slight remove from full acknowledgement as a survival strategy. But survival strategies built for one set of circumstances eventually become inadequate for another. And what they are encountering and what they feel for you has outgrown the container built to manage it. The truth is pressing through, not because they decided to let it, because it no longer fits behind the walls being held up to contain it. Meanwhile, you have been operating from somewhere they have not yet reached. You see the bigger picture. Not in the abstract sense of being philosophical, about things in the practical sense of being able to hold more of the complexity at once without being destabilized by any single part of it. When they have tested you, when circumstances have been used to assess your loyalty or your faith or your steadiness, you have not been particularly rattled. Not because you are indifferent, because you are grounded, because you can see what they nigh cannot yet see, which is the full shape of what this is and where it is going. There is a frustrating and also beautiful irony in that. The person who is more certain about the connection is the one who has been waiting. The person who has been hesitating is the one about to discover how much more certain they are than they have been willing to admit. Once that discovery happens, once the switch finally flips, the convergence is going to be significant. Here is the insight that I think holds the whole story together. The one that makes sense of the timing and the upheaval and the particular quality of what this is. Both of you have been praying for each other, not with full knowledge of each other necessarily, but in the specific and private way that people pray for things they can feel the outline of without yet being able to see the form. You have been hoping for someone who sees you, really sees you, who can stand beside you at the level you actually operate at, who has the depth to meet what you carry. And they have been hoping for something that makes the careful, managed, deliberately paced life they have been living feel like it has a real destination, something worth arriving somewhere for. And here you are, both of you, possibly already in each other's proximity, possibly having already met, and still in the slightly absurd and entirely human way of things, asking the universe to send you what is standing right in front of you. The divine intervention that is pressing into this connection is at least in part the gentle and slightly exasperated nudge of something that has arranged all of this with enormous care and is now watching both of you look everywhere except directly at each other. Look right there. You have been looking everywhere except at what's right here. Mm-hmm. You have arrived at yourself. That is the other part of this that deserves its full acknowledgement. You are not in this connection waiting to become who you need to be for it to work. You are already her. The self-acceptance, the clarity of purpose, the groundedness that comes from having moved through everything that tried to shake you and arrived on the other side, not harder but more completely yourself. All of it is present. All of it is visible, and all of it is in ways that you may not be tracking. The specific thing that has made this person's carefully maintained caution increasingly untenable, they cannot look at who you are and continue to find reasons to wait. You are the answer, and the answer has become too clear to argue with. On their side, the upheaval is real. Things are changing around them with a speed and a force that was not planned, and that has required a kind of internal reckoning that carefully managed people find particularly destabilizing. The structures they relied on are shifting. The previous relationship or chapter that needed to conclude before genuine readiness was possible has concluded, or is concluding in ways that are more final than comfortable. But here is what upheaval does that steadiness cannot. It clears. It removes what was in the way. It dismantles what had become a substitute for what was actually needed. And what is emerging from the clearing, raw and slightly disoriented and more honest than what was there before, is a person who finally genuinely knows what they want. They want to build something with you, not just personally, significantly. Whatever you each have built independently over whatever you are each already accomplished in is not the ceiling. It is the starting point. What is possible when your combined energies are directed towards something together is a multiplication of what either of you could reach alone. And they are beginning to feel the edge of that possibility. Beginning to understand that the reason they have gone as far as they have on their own is partly because they were building toward the version of themselves capable of this partnership. Yes, you who has been carrying the knowing of this connection longer than the other person has been willing to hold it with you, are being asked to do something that is simultaneously the simplest and the most demanding thing available. Open your heart to receive what is already arriving, not with effort, not by working toward it or reaching for it or managing the conditions under which it is allowed to enter. Simply by being available, by meeting the incoming truth with the same quality of openness that has characterized your best moments. The moments when you were most fully yourself, most fully grounded, most fully at peace with exactly where you are. The desire for this has shifted into something quieter and more certain than desire. It has become recognition. The understanding that what you have been asking for is not somewhere ahead of you, it is here, materializing in real time in the form of someone who is flipping their switch and beginning, for the first time, to move with the full urgency of someone who has run out of reasons to wait. Your person is here. They have been here actually for longer than either of you has been fully looking. And the intervention that is pressing into this connection, the closing of escape routes, the upheaval, the realization hitting at the precise moment it was always going to hit, is not external force. It is the universe, slightly impatient, deeply affectionate, doing what it does when it has arranged something carefully and the people involved keep almost seeing it. It is simply turning both of your heads in the right direction. Look up.